We are back on. Apologies. MR2 Racing joining us again.
Good evening. I managed to see Simon Trent and GT Sport. Everybody else is just getting a little bit spaced out now. It's going to be a run to the end for a lot of people. People are just picking up penalties, but managing to wear them off as the laps go. I think it's going to be a matter of seeing what Simon Trent and GT Sport can do. I know that Simon will be hoping to wear Lama down, and Lama just possibly runs his tackles off a little bit, and he can just catch him towards the end.
Well, since I've joined, Lama has gained half a second over Simon Trent. Simon did have another GT Sports Freak as just GT Sports Freaks for me.
I'm a bit wide at that braking zone, that one up. So yes, apologies for the interruption. Blame the cats.
Well, I didn't even see him come in, and they walked over the plug on the floor, which happened to turn. Of all the things they could have turned off, they turned off the PlayStation. All the spaces on the honestly. Cats. Who'd have them? GT Sports Freak battling for position hard against Simon now. Whoa, Simon is all over the back of him.
Yeah, I think this will be costing him time against Lama as well.
It really will. Simon's going to have the better run.
Wide.
He has, he's got him.
He's got the drive up the hill easily there. Oh yes.
Meanwhile, Lama's laughing with over 5 seconds gap now.
1:48.9 was it the last lap? Yep.
It's a fast time.
1:49.0 this time as well. Yeah, Simon and GT Sports are back in the 150s with a little bit of battling they're doing. But they've got the space.
How's Glossnick getting on in fourth? Plugging away laps, isn't he? 150, 150, 150. After a poor start off the line.
Keeping it nice and clean between Simon and GT Sports. Yeah, Simon needs to beat Lama once tonight to take the crown, I think. So even if Lama wins this one, and Simon wins the next race he has against Lama, Simon can take the title. Lama wins both, Lama will probably take the title.
All to play for then.
So,
GT Sports Freaks having a look.
almost alongside. Ooh, that was close to a penalty.
I think he'll be a little bit too far back to make a move.
Yeah. So much time to be won and lost in them first three corners.
There really is. That first chicane is a proper difficult string of corners. If you get the first part wrong, it sets you up badly for the second, it sets you up badly for the third, and then you've got a slow run down into the fourth corner.
Yeah.
And that can make or break a lap time.
Easily be 7/10 down if you, or more, if you get that first entry wrong into this first corner.
Yeah. GT Sports Freak is all over the back of Simon.
Is he going to go for the inside move?
He's going to have a look, he's going to have a look.
Yes.
Can he make it stick? Can he make it stick? It's a great move.
It is. Oh, steady was.
Didn't look like there was any contact.
Get the
like
inside
Simon.
line for the left.
That's a great move. If you can keep it.
Oh, got that nicely.
Keeps the momentum going. Lovely, this is what you want. Racing for position in the final race of the championship. Not like the F1 today, apparently it was a little bit boring.
The last 11 laps were worth watching.
To go back and have a watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Apart from that, no. I just have to be afternoon now.
It's good to see F1's back to normality then.
Yeah.
Lama stretching a 6-second lead now.
So I'm just going to have a scout down the field. Oh, there's massive gaps between people down the field today.
There's a couple of battles, a couple of little...
S2 Dogs in the 11th just spun round.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be Racer Andy and S2 Dog battling for position now. No battling for position. S2 Dogs all the way at the back.
Unfortunate.
Felix Brown Photo going well today in 8th.
Let's see if you can maintain that.
MR2 Adams trying to close him down just a little there. Felix has got a good exit through that section. Going away nicely there.
It's all on his own as well, isn't he? No one around him. Just putting in laps.
Concentrate.
Ooh, Simon's having a look, Simon's having a look. Is he going to get him on the cutback?
GT Sport Street can hold his line, he's got the inside for the next corner.
Oh, it's close, it's close.
Great.
Is Simon going to try and do him on the cutback? Has he got him on the outside?
No, he's just going to run him
out into the grass.
Lovely.
Who's got the momentum up the hill?
He went all the way at the first corner. Let's see who's got it.
Simon's now tucked in. GT Sports Freak's looking for a penalty. Simon's going to have a look.
Lunge, he is. Can he make it stick?
Oh, that is a great... Close the door on him, that's what we like to see. He's going to have a better run out of that second corner though, is he?
Looks like it, unless he's having to lift to stay behind him.
He's going to want to have another look. Is he going to be too far back? He's going to have a look, he's going to have a look. No, he's not.
Backed out of it.
Ooh. This is what we like to see, all out racing. I like how the final race of the championship as well. We've got a nice lovely sunset.
Yeah.
Get the pop-up headlights going for everybody. Surprised all of them are on.
Simon trying to slide more in this race than I have in any of the others.
He's pushing hard. He's not used to this, he's used to being out where Lama is. That might be an interesting point.
Wozniak's doing really well because he was he didn't feel he was doing very strong at this track.
Well, I was about to say, I was just checking the delta between Simon and Glosnik because I didn't know whether Glosnik was going to be benefiting from Simon and GT Sports Freak having a battle, but by the looks of it, he doesn't seem to be. There's still a 6-7 second delta there.
Yeah.
Is Simon going to have a look? A bit too far back.
Glosnik's fastest laps are 49.9. The Gaz, who's just behind, well, not just behind him, but behind him in 5th, his fastest laps are 1:51.1, so a lot of difference in lap times.
So it really is.
Craig, who everyone's catching now, he's now only 0.9 of a second behind him.
Simon is all over the back of GT Sports Freak. He's having a look.
He's alongside.
GT Sports Freak a little slow through there. Simon all over the back of him. He's just waiting for the opportunity, isn't he, Simon? He's just looking, he's looking.
Just waiting for that little slide in the corner.
There you go, he's got him on the inside.
You're going to run around all the way down this next corner.
A little bit of contact. Who's got the inside line?
Again.
Second lap in a row this has happened. Who's going to have the inside line? Simon's just about picked him before the last corner.
Simon's got the lead. He's gone wide.
He's gone wide. Oh, is it going to be enough? GT Sports Freak's looking for it coming back. He's got the drive on him up the hill.
Going to be a battling in the first corner again.
This is what we like to see as we approach what is probably the final lap now.
Yeah, this will be the final lap. But that went quick.
Did for me with my technical difficulties. I thought we were going to miss the race. Oh, Simon's got him on the cutback.
Can he keep the drive around the outside of the corner though? A long way around that corner.
Oh.
Done it. Right. Will Llama get an extra lap?
I was going to say, I was just looking at that. I think he might be close. He might fall He might fall 5 seconds short.
No, he's not going to make it.
5 or 10 seconds short, was he?
Yeah. It's about 8 seconds.
So the question is now, who takes second place? Does GT Sports Freak get... GT Sports Freak, is he going to have another look before the end of this lap?
Sorry Llama, I know you're out front, but this is where the action is.
Yeah, he knows the drill. If it's not racing, it's not viewed. GT Sports Freak's all over the back of him. He wants it, he wants it, he wants it. Can he force Simon to make a mistake?
We're going to see an Albon move. Hamilton Albon, no.
Simon keeps it tidy, he should have it now. GT Sports Freak's a little too far back.
Yeah.
Nice and tidy. Oh, GT Sports Freak thought he was going to go really wide there. That's probably going to be how that ends now. He is closing the gap, he's closing the delta, but not quite quick enough as we approach the finish line.
It's not going to be enough, so we've got Llama over the line with nearly 10 seconds in the bag.
A good result for him.
Glosnik another 9 seconds behind GT Sports Freak nearly.
Ooh, we've got a battle for 5th. As we come across the finish line, Craig Rev 1 did well to claw it back to 0.3 of a second. Gaz 9 takes 5th place. Craig Rev 1 in 6th. Some good results for them too. Ghost Turtle taking 7th. There are some big gaps between people. We've got like 10 and 18 second deltas here.
Ghost Turtle getting nicely there in 7th.
S2 Dog had and Racer Andy, did they both have incidents during the race?
I don't know. S2 Dog was spinning around at the back the last time I saw.
Was Racer Andy in a... Racer Andy in a different car, but it's Crazy 95 I'm thinking of in the purple.
Yeah, he's in the next race.
He is.
So,
go to the...
Let's get to save the replay. And let's check some. So, where are we? Okay, 10th. So, 11th, and Racer Andy. Then 12th. So that currently puts us with Simon Trent on 88 points, Llama Llama on 85 points, DT Sports Freak on 80 points, and Glosnik on 76 points.
Ooh. So it's getting closer, it's getting more exciting.
Yeah.
So outlap done for map 2 in racing as we start his flying lap for race 2 qualifying. I'm expecting Llama Llama, Simon Trent, possibly map 2 in racing to all be up in the top 3, but it being more than likely Paul going to Llama Llama again. Interesting to see whether Simon Trent and Llama Llama can battle for first place this race, because obviously that'll determine who finishes where in the championship. Slider Pete could be an upset, he could come in and cause a podium position. As we approach the tricky middle section of the track, tighter section, the slower section, really can make or break a lap time this if you get it. Each corner has to be nailed perfectly, hitting every apex. MR2 and Racing putting in a 150.4 first fast lap. Slider Pete 150.8, Llama Llama 149.1. Simon Trent 151.2. Guessing Simon's caught up in a bit of traffic, is he? Possibly could have been caught up in a bit of traffic. There's Llama Llama. Llama Llama and Slider Pete battling together, both sort of about the same sort of pace. Llama Llama will be benefiting from Slider Pete's slipstream down the straight, back straight as he goes. Maybe 2/10 faster in the first sector. Ooh, Slider Pete has a big run off, that means he's not better in his time. See if Simon Trent can push Slider Pete on MR2 and Racing off of the positions they are in. Go to Simon Trent. We'll jump to MR2 and Racing actually as he comes over. Oh, his final sector, he's up to 3/10. Llama Llama on his best, sorry, not Llama Llama is up 3/10 on. Ooh, 1.4 seconds up. Not sure if Simon's going to be able to get pole on that, or even second. Going to be close. Llama Llama should better his time again and take pole position. And Racing with the 150.2 to close the gap. 149.1. Where is Simon coming? Simon steals second from MR2 and Racing. Slider Pete in fourth. Crazy 95 fifth. Felix Brown Photo in sixth. If he can keep that, it's a good time for him. S2 Dog jumping up into fifth place. So Llama Llama, Simon Trent and MR2 and Racing are your top three. Interesting to see how we get on. Down at the first corner, can Llama Llama get a good start for line? Can Simon challenge on the inside for first place? And the lights go out now. Simon with a great, thought he had a great start. Slider Pete ended up having a great start. Not sure what happened there, a little bit of lag maybe. Simon has dropped positions, MR2 and Racing up into second place before even getting to the first corner. Llama Llama nice and smooth, MR2 and Racing forgetting about them cold tyres, a little bit slidey. If we jump back to Simon and Matt battling for second place, should have in fourth Slider Pete. Simon already looking at the back of MR2 and Racing as Simon runs a little bit wide, gathers momentum to build into the next corner. Matt will have to defend, that'll let Llama Llama pull away. If Simon doesn't get past Matt soon, Llama Llama could run away with it again like he did in the first race, and then that would seal him the championship, I believe. Simon needs to make a move on Matt as quick as possible and try and keep up with Llama Llama. Oh, there's his opportunity as Matt runs wide, little bit of contact. MR2 and Racing loses out to second place. Question is now, can Simon close down the gap on Llama Llama? He has got just about a second lead already. We know Llama Llama's faster. Let's see what happens. Oh, Simon Trent, massive off, that's not going to help. Can MR2 and Racing try and capitalise? No. Oh, Simon with a 2-second penalty there as well. Seems hardly fair. As we come down the home straight, Lama is slowly pulling away. It looks like we've got a good battle in 5th and 6th. Ooh, S2 Dog running a little bit deep. Slider Pete maintaining a 4th position. Just be picking up the scraps if anything happens with Matt and Simon. S2 Dog well up in 6th. Crazy 95 well up in 6th. Oh, I think I got that wrong, sorry. Crazy S2 Dog in 5th. Crazy 95 in 6th. Craig Rev 1 in 7th. Busby in 8th. It's good for Busby. Let's have a look at the back of the pack. That's it, is it? Racer Andy back in 10th, all on his own. I'm not sure what's happened there. Lama now with a 2-second lead. Matt 2 and Racing, what's happened with Simon? Another penalty, see if we can catch it on a replay. A bit too far back. Simon down in third, that's really not going to help his chances of winning the championship. I think Lama needs a win on this and that'll seal it for him. Simon with a 2.3 second penalty as well, that's not going to help him either. Simon is pushing, he's all over the place. Slider Pete is closing the gap, he's catching him up. Can Slider Pete get an upset and get 3rd place? This clearly isn't Simon's favourite track. Not dominating like he normally would. Matt 2 and Racing pulling away. Lama pulling away from the rest of the pack as well. Simon Trent slowly catching Matt 2 and Racing down again now within a second as we come towards the end of lap 3. Lama pulling away nearly 3-second lead. Currently with the fastest lap as well. If Simon Trent isn't careful and Matt 2 and Racing isn't careful, Lama is going to walk away from this again as he did in race 1. Simon Trent pounding down on Matt 2 and Racing, coming down the main straight. Back to have a look this time, half a second in it now. Lama slowly pulling away. Matt 2 and Racing with good momentum out of turn 1 and 2. Simon Trent with better momentum, he's in the slipstream now. Is he going to think about having a look, Simon? A little bit too far back maybe. Is he going to have a little sniff? Matt runs a little bit wide. Just holds him off there. Simon is all over the back of him again. He's going to shift over and possibly look down the inside again. He is. Matt runs really wide. Can he keep him there? Can Matt keep on the outside? Or is he going to lose the position? Is there a little bit of contact there? Matt now has the inside line. Can Simon do him on the outside? This will be a fantastic move if he can make it stick. He can. Matt 2 and Racing now down at third place. Slider Pete closely following in 4th. S2 Dog still up in 5th, Crazy 95 in 6th, Craig Rev 1 7th, Felix Van Photo all doing well in the positions they're in. MR2 and Racing running a little bit wide, shouldn't affect his speed that much. He does get a penalty. Lama now with a 5-second lead, nearly 4.5-second lead. Now it looks like that's going to stay there. I'm not sure in 12 minutes Simon's going to close that down. Is he going to be finished the battle with Matt, or is Matt have another look? Is he close enough to cause Simon any trouble? Not into turn 4, I don't think. Simon now has clean air, no traffic, no battling for position, which is slowing him down. Simon is on the hunt for first place. Lama is walking with it though. Slider Pete down in 4th place, all on his own really. Just putting in laps. S2 Dog doing well. Trying to close that gap up in 5th. Simon Trent slowly putting a gap between him and MR2 Racing, now nearly a second in it. Is he closing down Lama though? That's the question. Lama does just keep putting in fastest laps. As he comes across the finish line, he's now got a 5-second lead and does 1:49 dead. Let's see what MR2 Racing Simon Trent have to say. So Simon Trent on a 1:50, so he's still not closing the gap. Lama's still pulling away. Simon not quite smoothest there through turn 4. MR2 Racing with the momentum closing him down now, less than half a second in it. S2 Dog possibly just having a moment there to see if we can catch it on a replay. Yeah, running a little bit too deep into turn 4. Running very wide and carefully rejoining the track in 7th behind Craig Rev 1. Such a tricky corner to get if you get your braking ever so slightly wrong. It's a real problem at turn 4. Simon and Matt still battling for 2nd place. Less than 10 minutes to go in the race now, officially halfway through. Lama does have now over 5.5 second lead. Can't see that diminishing either unless he has a moment, but he has been consistent throughout. What we got? 149, 148, 148, 149, 148, he is killing it. Simon obviously battling with Matt, losing a little bit of time there. Ooh, sideways coming around turn 1. Turn 2, who's got the better momentum down onto the back straight? The answer is MR2 Racing. I think he's going to be just about close enough to fit into a slipstream as well, is he? Just about, but I'm not sure he's close enough to do any damage to Simon into the 4th corner. as we jump on board with Matt trying to hunt down Simon Trent for second place. Seeing it as MR2 Racing is seeing it. Through the twisty section in the middle of the track. Clip the apex. Matt's got a good line through there. Good drive out the corner. As we drop down to second gear and the big drive up the hill down the main straight, is Matt close enough for a slipstream? As we come to the top of the hill, round the pit wall, Simon just maintaining a 0.6, 0.7 second lead. Matt too far back to think about attempting anything as he does a 1:49.4. Ooh, Simon a little bit sideways again, he loves that into turn one. Simon Trent appears to just be slightly pulling away. Nice and steady through the tight section. Simon looking for apexes, looking for Llama Llama. I think Llama Llama is maintaining a 6-second lead now. As we come to the end of lap 8, 6 minutes to go. Simon does seem to have closed the gap slightly 2 tenths down now on Llama Llama. Is he going to be able to come close, or is Llama Llama going to pull away again? As we come down the main straight, up the hill. Simon has now got no MR2 Racing to worry about, really. Nearly 1.5 seconds behind him. He's on the hunt for Llama Llama. 5 minutes to go as we finish lap 8 on board with Simon Trent. 5.7 seconds as he does a 49.1. It's a fast time. What's Llama Llama just done? 49.3. So we are close. The gap is not going to get closed quick enough if Simon Trent continues with those sorts of times. It needs to be faster. Battle for 6th place with Craig Rev 1 and S2 Dog. Craig Rev 1 having a look down the inside. S2 Dog. Ooh, a little bit slidey. Who's going to have the better momentum? This is battle for 6th place. Who's going to have the inside line? Who's going to get there first? Who's going to brake first? And neck and neck into turn 4. S2 Dog just pulling in behind him. Is one of them going to run wide? No, we have good racing there. Is there any other battles the rest of the track? I think there's only a battle for 6th and a battle for 2nd really that's worth commentating on. Everybody else is just steady weighing positions. Llama Llama maintaining that 5.8 seconds. I'm not sure Simon is going to trouble him. MR2 Racing picking up a penalty there somewhere on that last lap. This to me looks as if it's probably going to be the way the race is going to finish. I can't see Llama Llama giving up over a 6-second lead now. Simon is not getting close enough to him in terms of lap times. He can't break the 1:49 barrier, and that is where Llama Llama has been sat in the low 1:49s, high 1:48s the entire race. Consistent. no pressure, but this could potentially see Llama Llama win the championship if all other standings line up. I can't remember now. I'll have to wait and see what MR2 Racing says after this race. At this rate, MR2 Racing might be looking for second still. He's closed the gap down again to half a second. How's the battle for 6 heating up? Craig Rev 1 still just in front of S2 Dog. S2 Dog running a little bit wide. MR2 Racing has the momentum by the looks of it going up the hill. Can he close him enough into the first corner? Is MR2 Racing just in the slipstream, or is he too far back? Checking them deltas. Looks like he's just starting getting in it now. As we come into turn 1, are we going to have any late dramas as we probably come into the last lap now for these two? Simon runs wide. Can Matt capitalise on that and get a good run out of turn 3? He's all over the back of him now. This is what we like to see, last lap drama. Matt's having a look. Matt wants a sniff. Just not quite there into turn 4. Can Matt stay with him and potentially pressure Simon into another mistake, as we are on the last lap for race 2, the final round of the championship. Simon maintaining his composure. MR2 Racing still sniffing for an opportunity, waiting for a mistake. Matt pushing hard. Is he pushing hard enough to make Simon make a mistake? Last few corners now. Not many more opportunities for Simon to make a mistake. Can MR2 Racing keep it close? Get the run on him down the main straight? Looks like Simon's going to take it. Matt just a little bit too far back to think about slipstream really. He's closing the delta on him, but by hundredths of a second. He's not doing much. Llama Llama takes first place. So that probably means he is in the top of the championship now. Simon Trent in second, MR2 Racing in third, Slider Pete, good result in fourth. Just in the middle of nowhere, no one around him. And as he does a full 360 over the line. And then Crazy 95 up in 5th. It's a good result for him. Again, sort of in the middle of nowhere, no one really bothering him. So we see another 360 over the line. Just Craig Rev 1 in 6th. Felix Brown Photo does well to get up into 7th place. It's a great result for him. S2 Dog in 8th. He must have had an incident at some point. He was battling with Craig Rev 1 for 6th, he must have gone off. Busby bringing in 9th place as he comes up the hill round the final corner. 29 seconds behind S2 Dog. Fastest lap of the race was Llama Llama with the 1:48.8. A fast time. And then in last place we have Racer Andy bringing it home for race 2. Be interesting to see how Llama Llama is now looking in the championship after another first place. So we have just received news from MR2 Racing, who has input the figures into the calculator as he joins the lobby.
Yep, and I think we have decided who is at the top of this tree.
Matt, would you like to do the honours?
With 2 wins tonight, Lama has scored himself a whole 89 points, and Simon Trent has just slipped back with 88 points and just missed that top spot.
It's a close finish at the end then.
It is. We've got GT Sports Freak in 3rd, Glosnick in 4th, MR2 Racing in 5th, and Slider Pete in 6th.
All of which is
MR2 Racing on 76 points apiece.
Each still to race again, I believe.
So it'll literally be position for that one, and GT Sports Freak's probably going to have to be a few places down for Glosnick or MR2 Racing to come past. So
it's going to be close between basically Glosnick and MR2 Racing then.
We've got to battle it out in the final race.
Nothing like leaving it all to the last minute, eh?
Yeah, it's what a good championship's made of.
Yeah, good drama, that's what we like.
Mr. Carl.
Lama, how we doing? You good?
Hey Carl, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Are you?
Doing alright.
Yeah? We just found out that you have won the championship.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you won by 1 point. Because of your 2 wins today, you finished on 89 points and Simon finished on 88 points.
Man.
So, Popper left it down to the last race. Yeah, he couldn't have made it any closer than that. So, it was an excellent way for you to take the championship by getting 2 dominating victories. So, congratulations on that. I've invited Simon as well to tell him that he's just lost out on the top spot. I wonder how that's going to go down. But yeah, fantastic racing both of those 2 races. Faultless pretty much throughout, consistent.
Shout out to Matt, 2M Racing, for putting this all together and all the racers that were in the competition. There's a lot of quick people here, and I see that climbing up to the very end.
Yeah, it was close between you 2 pretty much throughout the entire season. It was just going to be a case of who could pick who at the post right at the end, and it just sort of happened to be yourself. There's now the interesting battle for us to, I think, unless GT Sports Freak has a big mistake in this last race, it's going to be a case of GT Sports Freak should finish up in 3rd, and then MR2 Racing and Glosnick both on 76 points. Should be close to see who
had
finishes.
A pretty good qualifying in the first race. How was the battle between Matt and Simon the last race? I saw they were really close, like a good amount of time.
They were pretty much neck and neck throughout, and then it was a case of they were leapfrogging for positions for a long time, and then Simon had started pulling away. He got to 1.5 seconds in front of Matt, and then made an error, went a bit deep on one of the corners, and Matt pulled it back, but just couldn't quite. I think Simon did have the pace on him, so it was just a case of neither of them making mistakes and just holding on to it. But I was kind of expecting, because obviously them 2 were battling for ages, I was expecting that to benefit you in the way it did. Obviously, you lose a lot of time for battling for positions about it.
Yeah, I know that I've been, I've met a lot of MR2 people, been to a couple of MR2 gatherings here in Florida. A very special group, very dedicated. But of course, they seem to be a lot more purist than
Yeah, because those guys, I mean, typical Honda fan doesn't really care about a lot of it. It's just a case of, well, usually it's like they're intentionally trying to blow the car up. It's weird. It's like Honda fans don't know what an engine does below 5,000 RPM. It's odd. I suppose they've got to keep it in that VTEC somewhere, haven't they?
in that aspect, Nissan fans are the worst. They don't care.
No, they absolutely don't.
At least here in Florida, there's not a clean like S240. There's no S13, S14. There's like few, but it's very hard to find one that's complete and all the panel is matching all the panels.
Well, they're like a beginner's drifter's car, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. They're solid cars. I'm not knocking the cars, but you know they'll swap anything into it.
Oh, they absolutely will.
LS, 2JZ. Yeah.
You don't get that in the MR2 group. But yeah. Oops. Yeah, I mean, I'm part of a Ford fan club, if you like. The idea of doing an engine swap. If you take a Ford engine out of a Ford car and put anything else in, then you'll upset a lot of people doing that. But
it's sacrilege.
It really is, yeah. I mean, you start talking to the RS boys, and that even the idea of removing a Cosworth engine from one of the cars is like, you might as well just rip their hearts out. Honestly, some of them are really against it.
GT Sports Break having a really hard time getting out of traffic. Finally got some clean air to play with the final corner, so hopefully it's a good drive here. Oh no, a little wide there. If he doesn't get a penalty.
Might be alright.
I tiptoe around that corner.
It's such a tricky corner, because if you do get it wrong, you've ruined the lap you're on and the next one, because you lose so much speed going up the hill. So
yeah, I know. I could have. Sorry.
No, sorry. I thought we'd done a flying lap, but that was just the outlap's done. So, sorry, I interrupted you. What were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna say I was tiptoeing around that last corner the entire time. When I was in practice, I didn't care, but I knew that corner, because I entered at different speeds. I'm not super used to exiting right before, that I'd have to be really careful exiting that one. But you gotta play with the rumble strips here. It really cuts the corners well, but this track is ruthless. If you just go just a slight bit, it'll penaltize. It'll give you a second, 2 seconds. I've seen like 4 penalties.
The penalties are really strict, really strict around Interlagos. You really can suffer badly from it if you toot too much. I mean, you can get penalties just from clipping the green markings on the pit straight, you know, the entrance into the pit lane. If you clip that a bit too much, you can get a penalty there. So it really is strict. And that turn 4 is such a tricky one to get right as well. The fast left-hander down the back straight, that's such a tricky one to not overshoot. You know, a couple of people in the first 2 races overshot them and went wide and fall victim to losing a few seconds. So
yeah, it sucks you right off.
It really does. It's because you lose so much camber on it down the hill, and then obviously once you've gone, you're on the green bit, and then the green bit turns into a very slippery grey bit on the outside, and before you know it, you're in the middle of nowhere, 4 seconds off the pace.
There's like 3 different kinds of rumble strips. And
there is.
On that corner, it's not smooth. So if you're going to touch that rumble strip, hopefully your car is pointing in the right direction. If you have any kind of wheel lock at all, you're
in trouble, yeah. So, MR2 Racing 49.6, GT Sports Freak 49.7, Slider Pete 150.7, Glossnik 50.8. So is Glossnik in traffic? He's just battling with Ghost Turtle. Oh, a bit of contact with Ghost Turtle there. That's such a shame. Glossnik is now going to not be able to put in. Well, that serves both of them right, really.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be patient.
You've got to make the move at the right time.
Pace. I think he may have had the pace, it's just he couldn't pass him. Ghost Turtle was just being really hard to pass, which, you know,
he's entitled to race for his position, but
yeah, absolutely. It's just unfortunate that happened that way.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to. He chose a tricky opportunity to try and overtake him. If he'd have been better off easing off a little bit and then getting him on the slipstream on the back straight, it probably would have benefited his lap time more than anything. So that's a shame that he's obviously not going to improve his time next time round, which means that we've probably got our top 3, I'd have thought. MR2 and Racing, GT Sports Freak and Slider Pete, very little splitting them.
Yeah, I think Glossnik could have moved up a little bit.
He could have done. I reckon he could have been challenging for second.
I think 4th isn't too bad though.
No, he's. I think 4th will put him on the inside line as well, won't it? So, GT Sports Freak just running a little bit wide there. and picking up half second penalty, so he's probably not going to better his time. I wouldn't have thought MR2 Racing doesn't better his time, but I don't think he'll need to worry unless Slider Pete is on a fast lap, is he? GT Sports Freak doesn't better. Slider Pete goes faster than his personal best, but doesn't quite challenge the top two. So we have, yeah, that's our top three now. Top four probably.
I think everyone's fast average is going to be right at the 150 mark. So they're all pretty close in the top four.
So interestingly, MR2 Racing obviously and Glosnik are on the same points, and there's now first and fourth place there. So depending on how, and Glosnik doesn't get great starts off the line typically, so Glosnik's chances of winning the beating Matt in the championship are probably limited after that.
Everyone cross your fingers for Glosnik for good internet connection.
Yes, we don't want any repeats of Monza. It was just a bad weekend for everybody really, that, wasn't it? Where is GT Sports Freak is in second, so Matt will probably have to beat him by 3 or 4 positions to contemplate going into third place in the championship. Lights go out. This is a long wait. And we're gone. He does. Look, Glosnik seems to struggle again. Look, he's down into 5th position. MR2 Racing nice and clean into the first corner. Crazy 95 and Glosnik battling 4th place. Glosnik managed to maintain his 4th place position.
Hard to tuck in on the right side. Trying to block it off.
Glosnik does seem to find himself a little bit down on Slider Pete. Top 3 seems to have broken away quite cleanly. Glosnik luckily has got himself into a position where there is no trouble, no traffic. He's just got to try and keep up with the pace of the top 3. GT Sports Freak all over the back of MR2 Racing. Slider Pete right up there as well. We're going to have a move already. This battling for position is going to really help Glosnik, because obviously the front of the pack is going to be held up. GT Sports Freak is all over MR2 Racing. Slider Pete is all over the back of GT Sports Freak. It's fantastic racing in the last race. Oh, GT Sports Freak goes down the inside. Is Matt close enough to pip him back on the inside of the next corner? You can have a look.
Right there with you.
He is, he's caught back up. GT Sports Freak going to get him on the cut back. Slider Pete's having a look around the outside. It's fantastic racing, lap 1 of the final race of the championship. Everybody's just there, aren't they? Everyone's all at the same point.
Act like sardines.
Packed like sardines indeed. We jump on board with Glosnik so we can watch the action unfold in front of us. Glosnik will have slipstream from Slider Pete, I'd have thought. MR2 Racing's going to be, he's towing the whole pack up the hill. We've got GT Sports Freak. Is he going to try and have a look down the inside? Is he close enough? 2 tenths in. MR2 Racing going very defensive on the inside. Is he going to run deep? No, GT Sports Freak's looking for a way past him, but I'm not sure Matt's giving him an option. GT Sports Freak looks like he's got a miles better run out of turn 3. He's got the pace on him, he's got the legs on him. Oh, this is so close into turn 4. You've got to try and go around the outside of him.
GT Sports Freak being risky here on the outside.
Oh.
Just straighten out. Just straighten out.
MR2 Racing with Slider Pete all up the back of him now. 4th place.
Glosnik still hanging on to Slider Pete.
Ooh, having a little bit of a twitch there. He's there with him though, he's there with the pack. If they're battling for position still, he's still going to be up in the pace. 7 tenths is nothing.
He's having a hard time, I think, in this middle section. It seems to be a little lag there.
Ooh, GT Sports Freak has gone. GT Sports Freak has gone. He's still sort of there. What has happened there? Should we see if we can get that on a replay?
Crazy 95 was right on GT Sports Freak. Hopefully doesn't get in too much trouble.
Oh, he's just clipped the grass, hasn't he, on the outside, hasn't he? so unfortunate for GT Sports Freak. MR2 Racing now with a little bit of a lead. Glosnick up into third, Slider Pete up into second. GT Sports Freak down into 5th place now. He's lost another position to Crazy 95.
He couldn't get paced into the last corner. Crazy 98 getting right to it. Hopefully GT Sports Freak can get in front of Crazy 95 as soon as possible. Just being harassed by Gaz 9.
I was going to say, Gaz 9 is all over the back of him as well. Or he was.
He had to check up, so luckily GT Sports Freak got some space there.
He's got a good run out of turn 3, coming down the back straight into turn 4. He's already done Crazy 95. Going to be a case of can he maintain it on that inside.
Top 3 is spaced out by about half a second, so they're keeping their momentum, their space.
This is some close racing now. This is what we like to see. Final race. Looks like we've got a little bit of a battle down in 8th as well. Yeah. Renegade, Spud, Busby and David Gutter just all having a bit of a battle with MR2 Adam just lurking there somewhere as well. Ghost Turtle sort of all on his own in the middle of nowhere. And the Gaz 9 close with Crazy 95 and GT Sports Freak in 6th, 5th and 4th position.
GT Sports Freak's going to be on a charge. We'll see how he gets this last corner. Hopefully he gets a good drive out.
He has got some work to do. There's a 3-second gap there to close down. He's setting purple sectors all over the place though.
You give him some momentum and he'll fly.
He's a fast guy when you give him the opportunity. He's got something to prove now. I'm not sure if 4th is far back enough for MR2 Racing to benefit for a 3rd place championship finish. I'm not sure where GT Sports Freak needed to finish in order for MR2 Racing to capitalise on that. But as it stands at the minute, MR2 Racing will take at least 4th place. Ooh, Glossnick's running a little bit wide. Might get a penalty for that. Yeah, 3.5 second penalty. That is harsh.
Might get another one here if he doesn't stay off that area.
So easy to go off that area as well. Slider Pete got one, so that means Glossnick's probably going to get one as well as he. Yeah, 4.5 second penalty. That's it's so strict round here.
The apex is really shallow. It's really far down. It drops down. It's not a fun spot.
Glossnick is in real trouble with a 4-second penalty. Only 4 laps into the race. Looks like everybody's got penalties at the minute though. MR2 Racing's the only person in the top 4 that doesn't have one. Slider Pete's got one. Glossnick has one. I think GT Sports Freak is clean. Let's have a look at 5th place. There's lots of battles going on. This is a much more interesting race to watch. You've managed to land a fun race to watch. Every other race has been a bit boring. There's been like everyone's spread out with like 20 seconds between them all.
The 2 seconds lead to Glossnick, who unfortunately has a 4-second penalty to work with, but it looks like he's got enough time. If he plays his cards right, it's just avoids any more penalties. He can really wear that down by the end of the race.
GT Sports Freak is all over the back of them now though. Down to half a second in it.
Yeah, should be able to close the gap to the next straight.
Wasn't getting a good run down into the back straight.
Lost him down to 3.6 seconds in penalties, so let's see if he can keep that off.
He's taking that line very carefully now, isn't he? That turn 4.
Been really cautious.
I can't say I blame him. That's the most penalty I've seen racked up in such a short space of time as well. Within 2 corners, I think he had A 4.6 second penalty is something stupid. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not a very nice track. I think if it was more less asphalt runoff, it wouldn't be so harsh because the game knows you're in the dirt. Okay, it's harder for you to get out, but
you're going to lose so much time in the dirt, aren't you? Whereas obviously the runoffs here have got grip in them usually, so you're not going to lose a lot of time on your actual lap. So the penalty you really hard.
Then you have those really hard, those really rough rumble strips. Don't make it any easier if you do that. So GT Sports Freak just nudging.
I was going to say, he just nudged him out the way there, didn't he? Robin's racing and everything, but that looked like a little bit more than a kiss, as he has the inside line going down the pit straight now. It's going to be a run into the first corner. I think GT Sports Freak's going to have him. He's on the inside as well. Who's going to brake first?
Brake first.
Glosnick's got the edge on him. It's close, it's close. GT Sports Freak's going to have a look.
Good braking.
Both kept control of the cars well there. Good line from Glosnick. He's going to carry lots of momentum through there. It's what he needs, with GT Sports Freak being so close to him.
I don't think the draft's going to be enough to pull him.
No. Glosnick got a really, really clean run out of the second corner there.
If GT Sports Freak would have backed off just a little bit and played it patient just to get that exit right, he would have been right next to him, I think.
Slider Pete's just had a moment and gone wide. That's given Glosnick an opportunity to try and close that gap down now. Less than a second between them.
Slider Pete with a 1.5 penalty as well.
Ooh, it's all closing up for second place. GT Sports Freak is really pressing. We've run a little bit wide there. Oh, big shunt, big nudge. GT Sports Freak is, yeah, he's going to have to calm down, otherwise that's probably a penalty that he might end up getting.
GT Sports Freak is really quick in the corner. He's got a really loose settings, allows him to get through and play this inner area, but Glosnick having a hard time here.
I think he was struggling in practice and this week in the run up to the race. I'm not sure it's a track that he particularly enjoys.
Glosnick maybe able to get to second place here.
He is. He's looking like he's going to try and get it. MR2 and Racing walking away. He's now got nearly 5.5 seconds, 6 second lead over Slider Pete. Glosnick's having a look. He's having a look. Don't overshoot it. Don't overshoot it.
There we go, boys.
Ooh, nice and clean. I was going to say they're inside each other there. Look.
This is going to be really weird when they pop off.
Glosnick is all over the back of him.
Wow.
Intense racing. He's shot back in the slipstream. He's going to try and dive out and get him on the inside, knowing how tricky this corner is.
I was going to say, don't do what I did and just pick your line.
Oh, Slider Pete's gone a little bit deep.
No, that's going to be a penalty.
Did all 4 wheels go off? I didn't see.
It almost looked like it. I think just barely.
Oh, this is really close. 3 abreast into. Oh,
here we go.
GT Sports Freak on the outside.
He's quick in this middle area.
How has he managed that? Well, on the outside of both of them. What's he doing? How has he managed that? Slider Pete defending well, managing to keep hold of second place. Glosnick has gone back down to 4th place. Because 9 is just watching it all unfold, 3.5 seconds in front of him. I don't know if we've got any other battles throughout the rest of the track, have we? What was happening in 6th and 7th? Not a great deal. Anything else on the track worth looking at? No, we're going to get back with second place. All the action is in second place. GT Sports Freak, Glosnick and Slider Pete all battling as we come to the end of the 7th lap.
The top 4 have had the similar fastest times of 1:49.5, 1:49.8. So they're all 3/10 of each other. Funny how. Let's see how this plays out.
Who's gonna? Oh, Slider Pete pushing Glosnick all the way wide.
Glosnick playing on that curve area on the outside is pretty slick. Glosnick should have a good drive here. If he gets this next, he should have a nice drive. Play patient though.
He's got a great drive on GT Sports Freak. Is he going to have enough on him to have a look?
If I was Blasnik, I would have just pushed GT Sports Freak ahead and just get him to battle Slider Pete so they can get distracted.
Ooh!
No, Slider Pete really slow to the corner. GT Sports Freak just diving through.
Slider Pete lost a lot of momentum and speed there. He's now blocking Blasnik off. So GT Sports Freak has really benefited from that. Slider Pete, I was braking way too early. He's braked about 50 yards early there. Blasnik taking a slow entry, trying to get the momentum going. Blasnik needs to really get past Slider Pete as quick as possible so that GT Sports Freak doesn't run away with it. Blasnik probably going to get a penalty for that, cutting the corner completely. Yeah, 1.5 seconds.
Still has time. Pretty good for him though, because he usually struggles here, so he's maintaining pace with Slider Pete.
He is. GT Sports Freak just seems to be edging away slightly. Ooh, Slider Pete having a little bit of grass under braking. Big moment, big moment. Is that going to be enough for GT Sports Freak to pull away? Looks like it. He's now got 1.4 second lead.
Blasnik's a little faster right here. Should be able to pull right next to him in this draft.
Blasnik really needs to be past him here to keep up with GT Sports Freak. Otherwise he's going to walk away with it.
Doors open on the inside.
Is he going to let him past? Let's have a look.
Nice and easy, Blasnik. Nice and easy. Just that side.
Ooh, little shunt again.
Would have been a nice line for him.
I can't tell whether they're ghosting with each other or if there's shunting going on, but Slider Pete and Blasnik are forever in contact with each other.
I'm surprised that there's this amount of ghosting.
I'd have thought it'd have been... Yeah, I'd have thought it'd have been relaxed. Blasnik, is he going to try and get him on the cutback, is he? Nah, Slider Pete's kept the momentum going there.
Yeah.
GT Sports Freak with a 2-second penalty there though. That's not going to help.
Fast and loose. He's got 4 minutes to knock it off.
What can change in 4 minutes? This is really great racing from all of them, to be fair. The Gaz 9 is just enjoying watching it. He's closed the gap now half a second. He's now 3 seconds behind the action.
20-minute races are good in tracks like this. There's a lot more action. This would have been over by now.
Blasnik possibly looking at another penalty there. All 4 wheels off the track again. Pushing hard to try and keep the pace with Slider Pete. GT Sports Freak looks like he just ran a little bit wide there. And I think second, third and fourth are all spreading out a little bit now.
Yeah, still 3 minutes here.
MR2 in racing now with nearly a 9-second lead. He's walking away with this comfortably.
2 more laps.
Blasnik still wanting to have a look. Not quite sure he's there. If he can get the momentum and the drive down the back straight.
Slider Pete with a good drive coming out of 2 3.
Yeah, Blasnik is being left a little bit there. Slider Pete's got a great run.
See everyone being cautious in this corner, I don't think.
No, I don't. I think everybody here has had a collective set of seconds from cutting off at turn 4.
Yeah, turn 4 is the only rumble strip I won't touch.
Yeah.
I'll be all over. And maybe the last corner too. If I'm straight enough, I'll wander off a little bit on it. Good line by Slider Pete.
I feel like if no one, I was literally just about to say if no one makes any mistakes, this is probably how the race is going to finish. Commentators curse GT Sports Freak getting caught on the grass again.
GT Sport Freak with amazing race destroyed by commentators curse.
It was Slider Pete did the same at Brands Hatch.
Glasnick having a rough time on that rumble strip I just mentioned in the last corner.
It's a tough corner to get wrong.
That's a really important corner. It's the fastest, leads to the fastest straight here.
The Gaz 9 has gained half a second on him just from that one mistake, and that's just increasing as well, going up as well. He's lost the gap on Slider Pete's now 3.5 seconds. Glasnick has got bigger problems now. We've got the Gaz 9 to worry about rather than Slider Pete. It's unfortunate.
Let's talk about how MR2 Racing just got a nice lap at 149.3.
Yeah, he's just putting in the laps now all on his own, 10-second lead. He doesn't need to worry about anybody else. He's just nothing else to be worried about. It's a lot easier to put laps in when you're not battling. Is this going to be our last lap? I'm just trying to work out. Is Matt going to squeeze in another one? Not sure. I don't think so. I think this is going to be the last lap for everybody, isn't it?
I think Glasnick just settled into 4th. He's just pushing really hard to try to stay up with them, and got some penalties, got some rough exits. Be down to GT Sports Freak and Slider Pete for second.
Yeah, I think if GT Sports Freak gets second place, he will get third place in the championship as well. I think if he goes to third, he'll probably keep it, but if he was in 4th, I think Matt might overtake him in the championship. I can't remember how it all falls, because I don't know how many points you get per race and per position.
Both GT Sports Freak and Slider Pete enjoying the loose setup on the cars, making for a really good racing here, but
MR2 Racing as he wins the final race of the final week. The first championship, 10-second lead. GT Sports Freak looks like he's going to take second. Oh, I thought he'd gone a little bit too early there, GT Sports Freak. I thought he'd gone and done a 360 a little bit earlier. I thought Slider Pete was going to sail past him. Great result for the Gaz 9 up in 5th place and Ghost Turtle in 6th.
The start-finish, the finish is a little earlier, but yeah, I thought he was going to fly by him. He cut that down to half a second, so that would have been a shame.
I would have laughed a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I'd have had a little laugh.
I wouldn't blame you. That'd be some tragic comedy right there.
Gap between 8th and 9th, 21 seconds, Daniel Gutter, and then 20 seconds, nearly 18 seconds with Renegade Spud down in 10th place. And then, we've got a little bit of a battle for last place going on, 11th and 12th. Van Guardian, Busby.
Good leading the second group. I know that Ghost Turtle and Crazy 98, I think MR2 Adam were pretty close to each other, putting down a respectable 150.8. Yeah, penalties everywhere.
Yeah, there'll be hundreds of penalties. It's such an easy track to get a penalty on. So it'll be interesting to see how the standings look now. I think MR2 Racing will take 4th, and GT Sports Freak should take 3rd in the championship. I'm sure Matt will come and join us on the commentary shortly. Have a little look at the standings. Renegade Spud had a really long penalty coming down as he came down the last lap, so he was just serving his penalty, coasting towards the finish line, and hold on, trying to get who did what. So Van Guardian had the penalty and Renegade Spud was closing in on him. I thought he was going to take 10th place off Van Guardian, who was serving a penalty. MR2 Racing taking the fastest lap as well.
Yeah, despite Glasnick and Crazy 98 having a little bit of a battle there in the beginning of the race, Glasnick did pretty good to keep up with the front runners, even though he had some struggles in the middle section of the track. Good job to him.
It's a tricky middle sector, that slow section. It's really hard to get right if you've not put the practice in.
Yeah, congrats to MR2 Racing winning that one, and GT Sports for crawling back.
Yeah.
He was playing down in 6th, I think.
I think 5th. Did he go down to 5th and 6th battling after he went off in the grass?
Yeah, he was back there. Good job to him crawling back.
He is.
Oh yeah, being crazy 95.
That's the way he does it.
MR2 Racing. How we doing?
Yeah, I'm alright. I didn't do enough to get 3rd place in the championship.
No, you did everything you could.
I needed GT. Yeah, I know I did everything I could. I just needed to slide a Pete with Losnick to keep GT Sports Freak behind him a bit longer.
Well, I didn't, because I don't know what points you get per position. I didn't know whether GT Sports Freak needed to be 4th or 5th, or do you get points for the fastest lap as well?
Down. 3rd or further down if I won the race.
I'm sure you're not really glad to hear it, but GT Sports Freak almost lost it a few times. He actually got down to like 5th or 6th. And,
well, quite early on he was in front of me, and we came out of, you know where we're talking about between the 2 pointy bits, that loop at the bottom. He touched the grass on the outside and just spun in front of me. And
that put him down
to about 6th then.
Yeah. He did well to claw it back to 2nd after that.
Yeah, I could see him sort of progressing up the field, and I was like, I knew Slider Pete was behind. I was just like, I hope Slider Pete and Losnick can just hold him up a little and let me get. I got the distance, but unfortunately I didn't get the position to get the points. So, GT Sports Street gets 3rd place with 82 points. I get 4th with 80 points. Losnick is 5th with 76 points. Slider Pete keeps his 6th place with 69. Gaz9 finishes 57 points. Craig Rev 1 not far behind with 53, followed by Crazy 95 on 50. Ghost Turtle coming in with 45, closely followed by S2 Dog. And then we've got a bit of a gap down to 11th, which is Renegade Spud with 29, drawn with Sonic, who's also on 29, MR2 Adam on 28, Busby on 21, Felix Brown Photo scored a few points tonight, got to 19 points, Racer Andy with 15 points, Vanguardian with 14, C. Bamsey, who only actually did a couple of races at the end, he's got 12 points, so a good score there. Daniel Gucci with 8 points, Velas with 4 points, and JD Viper with 3 points overall.
Very good.
So, that was the 2M Racing MR2 GT Sport League Season 1 over and done with. Thank you to Rogue Motorsport, MR2 Sensi and MR2 World Scene for all the prizes that have going to be distributed out to various drivers over the next week or so.
Very good.
So, yes, was there much happening apart from
the battle for second? The battle for second place was intense pretty much up until the last 2 laps.
Yeah, it was a solid race. Whole 15-20 minutes. Everyone bunched up. The first few races, first few laps were really exciting.
Cool. Because I know sort of your first race, Lama, there, everybody just sort of got spread out. And there was only Simon and GT Sports Freak that were anywhere near each other, and everybody else sort of, Craig and stuff had a bit of go towards the end, didn't he?
Well, luckily, I mean, me and Matt, the first race was fairly boring to watch. I mean, there was very little going on. Second race, pretty much the same thing, and then Lama, you're lucky to get an interesting final race to watch at the end. It was good watching. It was the only one that was exciting.
Well, I tried to keep the front of the field close together to start with to make it interesting. I tried not to just plough off into the distance on the first couple of laps.
Nope, not me. I'm gone. I was telling Carl that I saw you and Simon battling it out, and I didn't know if Simon had to be 3rd or what to be able to get a little closer to winning. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking of just slowing down and joining the fight. But that'd be pretty cheeky. I don't know.
Well, this is it. You risk it, don't you? You might join the fight, but then you risk making a mistake and losing all that position, don't you?
Guess I'm a gambling man.
Well, yeah. But no, I was sort of. I was going to stop setting fastest laps, and then I kept getting purple sectors. I'm like, well, I might as well see if I can get this lap purple again.
Yeah, it's all the time. It's all the time.
Yeah, I think there was only the last lap and second lap that wasn't in the 149s. So I thought I might even break my 148 duck there, but I fluffed the last corner a couple of times. So yeah, you're the only man that I know that managed to make it to the 148. So congratulations there. And I best say thank you very much, because in the background he's done an awful lot of help in organising with this, so thank you to Alex as well. Thank you to Carl for coming on and doing this commentary for
pleasure.
Nothing at all.
Just for the love of the sport.
Yeah, for the love of just watching people crash into each other.
It's been an exciting championship right at the end as well, watching everybody obviously with the deductions at the end as well. It was exciting to see who was going to lose points where and how it ended up being split by just 1 point in it.
Well, it was because it was nearly 10 points going into this because the deductions hadn't started being applied, but yeah, it's gone from being, what was it, 9 points I think at the start of this, down to a 1 point, which is what you want out of a battle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I would have had a little bit more of a battle, just because I really enjoyed this track. I had a good rhythm the entire time. I managed to do, not coding, but I did like a 148.3.
Yeah.
But the setting wouldn't allow me to really engage in the fight, and I just went with a more conservative setup so I can battle it out.
Yeah.
In case Simon or you decided to join me and follow me harass me the entire time.
Well, I would have done, but unfortunately I just couldn't keep up. Because Simon got a bad start in the second race, and I was away, and it was like, oh, I'll see if I can keep with the slipstream of Llama Llama, and then I'm like, no, bye.
Did one of you have an off? Did he have an off? Because I saw the places switch back and forth. I think you mentioned it earlier, but it happened more than once, where you guys were kind of going back and forth a little bit.
Yeah, he went wide at turn 4 at one point. We had a bit of side by side sort of through the twisty bit in the middle. So yeah, no, that was interesting because there was a couple of times I thought I fluffed going into one corner, and he sort of pulled out to a second and a half in front of me, and I thought, oh, this is it, this is Simon away. And then I think turn 1 on the lap after, he just went a little bit wide and just had to run the brakes to try and sort of keep it on the track. We were side by side again. So yeah, no. Second race was a good race because I got to, although my first race was a good race, battling with Simon all the way through. But I will take the win in a 10-second lead, like.
It's a good way to finish the championship.
Yeah, so congratulations, Mr. Llama Llama, aka Randy. We shall sort you out with some stuff later on.
Everyone likes stuff.
Yeah. Hopefully some more of it will get delivered tomorrow. I'm still waiting for some of it to turn up, so.
Nice, appreciate it.
But yeah. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did getting sweaty racing.
Thanks, guys.